My name is Brandon. I've known Eric for about the last 3 years, about the time that I've been dancing, and there's a couple stories I have to tell you guys about Eric. I remember shortly after I started dancing, I started seriously getting into photography, and I noticed that he was starting to get into it too. And so a couple times we'd be out, he'll be taking shots, I'll be taking shots. All of a sudden I'll see him start, bring out some new equipment. I say, oh, that's nice. What you got there? It's just a new camera. So, nice. So then next week I come in, I'd have a new camera. So then the following week, since Eric is about twice my height, he'll be taking pictures, and I was like, okay. So then I'd come in with a montage, just hold it up, and this continued for about 3 months. Us going back and forth, getting new equipment, and going, back and forth between each other, seeing who can, one-up each other. That's the kind of person that Eric was, and he was very consistent, as some of you probably already know. But one thing that that also happened a couple of weeks ago, I actually had a photo shoot with Kai Luna, and I remember my flash actually died the week before I was supposed to do it, my main flash, and I had. If anybody knows how expensive these things are, these things run about like $400 or $500 for a good one. They're extremely expensive. So I'm trying to figure out, how exactly I'm going to do the shoot. And that night I saw Eric, and I was like, you know what? Let's see if this works. I went up to Eric and I was like, Eric, is there any possible way that I can borrow your flash for just like 3 days? I'm gonna give it back. I swear to God, I promise it would be perfect condition. Before I could even finish my sentence, just hands it over to him. So just make sure it gets back to you. Make sure it gets back to me. And luckily nothing else happened, and I was able to finish the shoot. And if it wasn't for him, I would have never been able to finish that. And that's just the kind of person that he was. He was generous and caring and giving. And I remember that photo that Jose was actually talking about. I actually took that photo, and one of the things that we always used to do is catch each other when we're not looking, taking pictures of each other, because usually when I'm at Blur shooting, he pretty much was my partner. From the day that we started doing the night at Blur, he was there along with me taking photos, and we'd always go back and forth trying to catch each other when we're not looking. But I remember one conversation that we had, and basically we were talking about the Philly salsa scene in general, and how much passion that everybody puts into this, and how great it would be to have everybody from every studio, from AIM, Estilo, La Luna, the Atrium, just everybody in the area under one roof, even if just for one night. Just how beautiful that would be. And to see this actually happen, it's a momentous moment in and of itself. And I think that's just very beautiful. And it's hard for me to fathom that he's not here to see this, but by the same token, sadly, but gladly, it was because of him. The whole reason why we're under this roof, everybody from Philly, New Jersey, Delaware, we're all here because of him and celebrating his life. Yes, we mourn his death, but we also celebrate his life. We celebrate that passion that he had for dancing, the passion that he had for giving, just the generosity, the respect that he had for others. You never would hear this man talk negatively about anybody. And that's one of the main things that struck me about him. You might hear people talk about each other, but he never spoke badly of anybody. He always spoke of how much he respected others. And that's one of the main lessons that I take from him. Having respect for people, being generous, and being, kind. Something that, I think all of us can take away from this. So, Eric's family, wherever you guys are, I wasn't here to meet you guys, but thank you for raising such a great person, a great gentleman, and obviously you can see from everybody here how much he's touched us and how much that he's taught us, and we thank you for that.